What I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all, man? I told y'all what was gonna happen. I told y'all go for the money lines. I might have got the submission thing wrong with Oliveira, but I didn't really push that one. I was really pushing the parlay for the money lines on the main card, and y'all got to see the results. You know, whether you was in Vancouver or whether you was watching at home, whether you paid that $85 and an arm and a leg for it. Listen, man, we got another main card right. UFC 288 and 289. Back to back. 6 for 6. I'm like Jordan right now. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm like Jordan right now. I mean, my competition, you know, is pretty tough. Look, I'll tell you right now, Michael Bisping's predictions were ass. Straight ass. Well, he got the Mike Mallet fight right, but a lot of people were gonna get that one right. Mike Mallet's is a monster, like, you know, and the guy he was fighting. I mean, it was a good fight. But like, and it was a good matchup. But you know, he got that one right. He got 1 out of 3. You know, I got 3 out of 3 for 289. Holla at your boy. Yeah, like, you know, it's the Weasel. It's the Mexican martial artist on YouTube. I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but I just see that's like his name for YouTube, for the channel. You got the Weasel. I think I said that twice. Damn. Ariel Helwani. You got Michael Bisping. You know, a lot of people that was making predictions. I didn't see everybody's predictions, but I saw Bisping's, and boy was he wrong. Boy was he wrong. And boy was I right. Now you got to throw Dolo Ren in the mix, man. You got to throw me in the mix. And you already know, that's a self-introduction. Productive Conversations podcast, once again, as always. This is the martial arts show, a mixed martial arts show. Hopefully we can find a cool name for it, but that's what we rocking with right now. PCP, MMA, UFC, let's get it. 3 syllables, all throughout. So we're back today, a little bit later in the week. What's today? It's June 14th, Wednesday. I wanted to record yesterday, but, you know, I got a kind of busy work schedule. So, you know, things happen, and I wasn't able to really get this out earlier, but it's okay. UFC 289 is now in history. It's been a few days. We've been able to let this all soak in, and to be honest, what people were saying about the card, kind of ended up being true. As far as like a little bit lackluster. I mean, it was cool. It was cool to see, you know, Amanda Nunes hold ground like she always does. It was cool to see Mike Mallet, you know, really showcases his skills and, you know, put one on for Canada. But I mean, and Mike Mallet has a really bright future. We'll get to the 3 fights in a second. You know, the 3 fights we predicted. But Charles Oliveira, man, he's really the one that carried this whole event. Even from the beginning, people really wanted to see Oliveira, because when they found out the Pena trilogy was canceled, you know, Irene Aldana was kind of a fill-in. It made sense before, but, you know, seeing the results now, it's like, okay, yeah, that probably was a bad matchup. Kind of Irene's fault, to be honest. She wasn't fighting the same. Like I said, we'll get to it. But Oliveira, man, like what a hell of a performance. Got the finish without even getting dropped. I mean, he did want to play the ground game for a little while, but, you know, it was kind of weird to see what he was doing on the ground. But everything he did was effective and straight to the point. And just like I said, man, that right hand, that long reach, that right hand is like a laser. When it's mixed in between those combos, that boy fast too, bro. Oliveira did his thing. I want to cover that fight first. So let's get to it. So we had Oliveira Dariush. Just like we covered, you know, just like we were talking about in the last fight. Hold on. Sorry, I had to pause it for a second. So yeah, we had the lightweight fight. with Oliveira Dariush. It's like we went over in the last preview. I could go watch, the preview to see, how they matched up, how we thought they were going to match up before the fight. And honestly, this fight, it was a co-main event. It should have been a main event, cause wow, what a hell of a performance by Charles Oliveira. You know, that's exactly the kind of win he needed. You know, and kind of like, kind of like Justin Gaethje, he got it done quick. You know, like just like he did against Justin Gaethje, he got it done quick, and straight to the point. He's been really showing, the prowess with his striking, man. It's different. It's levels. It hit different when you got Oliveira in your face throwing the right hands and the hooks, and it just hit different, bro. So yeah, as far as this fight, man, like Dariush came out, he kind of came out in a more like careful stance. And my bad about the mic. I gotta figure out my situation. Like, I'm sitting on the edge of my bed, just hyped as hell talking about this card, with the mic all in my hand, because I can't put it on the coffee table because it's not close enough. Forgive me. We'll get it right, but don't mind the mic in the view for a little bit now. So yeah, Dariush came out kind of like safe, playing it cautious, and kind of in a different stance, more kind of in like sort of like a boxer kind of stance, but still was kind of ready to square up and go for a takedown like he usually tries to do. But it didn't work out in his favor this time, man. But regardless, Dariush was able to bring it to the ground. He was able to bring it to the ground, and the thing is, when he got to the ground, and mind you, just all in the first round, it all ended in the first round. So, when he was able to get it to the ground, it was funny because, you see Oliveira doing these like upward kicks and like, like really doing anything he can to disrupt Dariush's rhythm, try to disrupt his flow of trying to get that submission and get into the proper position. So Oliveira, he has a lot of experience on the ground with jiu-jitsu, so that was a good thing. That was a good thing to showcase right there, and something that he could probably, improve on when he fights Makhachev. Although Makhachev, when he comes for that takedown, he's gonna lock you in. So, still kind of high hopes for that. I do want to see Oliveira win that fight because we know that's coming up next, but we'll get to it. But yeah, man, Oliveira was able to bounce back from the ground. Dariush was trying to do ground pounds, and like I guess he was trying to just start doing ground pounds once he saw Oliveira was doing like weird stuff to kind of disrupt him. And honestly, it just wasn't too effective. It really wasn't too effective because Oliveira was able to bounce back up, and when they got back up, it was a masterclass of just elbows and right hands. That right hand is like a laser, man. I knowing Dariush had that weakness, was prone to getting hit by those at an elite level. It was coming. That was bound to happen. And PCP, Productive Conversations Podcast, right here, your boy Dolo Ren called it. Already knew the right hand was going to be a problem for Dariush, and that's exactly what happened. It was a few combos, and the right hand is what, if you really watch the replay, the right hand is what really buzzed him in between that combo. So, and eventually, that's what led to Dariush getting dropped, and yeah, man, it was from then on. It was a little bit of Pound Town from there, but then Charles is just able to get in that, was just able to finish it, like, was just able to finish it on the ground right there. And yeah, that's the fight we ended up getting, man. Oliveira with that finish, man. With that finish, it was a beautiful thing to see. Real beautiful thing to see. Yeah, sorry for that. Sorry for the little pause right there. But yeah, Oliveira was able to get it done, just like, how we thought he was gonna get it done. And or maybe not exactly, but I thought he was gonna get a submission. I thought it was gonna go to the fourth round. I thought Dariush was really gonna do something there, but at least take it far like he usually takes his fights. But this one didn't go too far. At all. So tough loss for Dariush. Great win for Oliveira. Dariush just has to find his way back into the winning column. I think he'll be okay. they put him up another ranked opponent. I'm not sure who right now because that'll take a little bit. That'll be a little tricky, with Poirier and Gaethje fighting each other, and we know Oliveira is gonna fight Islam next. We know the Oliveira Makhachev fight is coming right next, so it leaves Dariush in a weird spot. But yeah, it's definitely Oliveira Makhachev next, and Makhachev actually responded to the fight on Twitter, saying, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Boom. So now when you see this tweet right here, that's on this is Islam Makhachev's page, but it says, "Congrats, Charles, but there's still levels in this game." So I think Oliveira somewhere in here did actually respond, but yeah, like I don't know, somewhere in here Oliveira did respond. He was like, yeah, there is levels to this game. It was a very humble response, but you see Islam is on his neck right now, you feel me? So it's gonna be tough for the man. I don't know how else to put it, man. It's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be real tough for him, but that's gonna be the next one, and I can't wait to see that. I'm not really sure when they're gonna do that, but they should do that real soon. And it won't be too soon because we got a few other fights, that are coming in the next few months. 290 is gonna be crazy. We're gonna preview that at the end of this, but yeah, hell of a fight, and really carried the card, and was an amazing performance. So shout out to Oliveira. Hats off to Beneil Dariush. Thank y'all for the fight. It was cool. And hopefully Dariush gets back in the winning column. But we want to see Makhachev and Charles Oliveira next. Now, the next one we should cover is Mike Mallet and Fugit. That one, I didn't really know exactly how it was going to go, but I just felt like Mike Mallet was just a better, well-rounded fighter beforehand. I felt like Adam Fugit had more of a inclination to striking, and was this kind of had Colby Covington attributes to him, where he'll use his takedown to drive you to the fence and try to wear you down. And we didn't really get to see too much of that. We got to see Mike Mallet really put on a performance as far as striking, and it really wasn't a bad fight. Fugit put up a good fight. It really wasn't a bad fight. But to be honest, it was kind of predicted. Even Michael Bisping got this one right. If Michael Bisping could get one right, that it's more than likely. Now let me stop. I ain't talking trash. Michael Bisping is a hell of a champion, hell of a former champion, hell of a analyst. But I'm coming for the spots. I'm coming for the analyst spots. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sweaty. I got it's just passion dripping down right now. So let's talk about this fight a little more. Mike Fugit was doing those little feints that he does, like those little knee feints, so kick feints, and Mike Mallet was just paying it no attention. Now, when it comes to feints like that, that's kind of how you want to approach it. Like, yeah, you want to be, in boxing, my boxing coach always told me one thing. He told me to be ready for anything, but don't anticipate anything. Because when you anticipate is when you start thinking too much, and then that's when you get caught. And that's exactly what I feel like Mike Mallet was practicing when it came to this fight. I feel like he was practicing, that very mantra right there. And Mike Mallet was just, determining the fight, on the feet. And Fugit was able to put up a decent fight. It ain't, it wasn't another first round finish for Mike Mallet. It was a third round finish. And I believe it ended with a guillotine choke. Yes, it ended with a guillotine choke. And, Mike Mallet was, he had a lot of success, switching stances in the southpaw, switching back to orthodox. In MMA, it looks a little different. In boxing, it's a lot more smooth when you make those transitions. Like, you watch a guy like Terrence Crawford, he's a guy that can make those transitions so smoothly, so easily. And a guy like Mayweather will make that southpaw switch whenever it fits him, whenever maybe he's on the move and he'll switch to southpaw just to land a nice cross or he'll do it just to land one shot on you and then get out the way and, mix it up. And when he's putting that pressure on you, like even when he fought McGregor, you could see Mayweather kind of shift to the right, but throw like a cross while he's shifting into the right. It's hard to explain, but that's pretty much what was going on. Mike Mallet was switching stance, and it was doing wonders for him for the fight and scoring and stuff. He still has to keep his hands up though. Mike Mallet still has that thing where he's keeping his hands low, but I can understand, you got to keep your hands somewhat down to be prepared for a takedown or whatever. But Fuji's not even like a takedown kind of guy, but I do get it. He wasn't trying to, get grinded against the fence by Fuji and then eventually get on the ground and get ground pounded like Kinoshita did. So this was a hell of a performance for Mike Mallet. Another finish, 10 finishes in a row. The man is nasty, bro. The man could fight, bro. He's creative, another submission win just shows like his submission prowess is just. It was good to see, Mike Mallet. This is someone that could really be a problem in the future, and I really like this guy. This guy's really good, man. And that alpha male training really helped with that guillotine choke. That's a classic alpha male guillotine right there. So, hats off to him, man. Good win for Canada. Great win for Canada. We'll see what these boys got next. I can't really predict or say what will be best for them next. We just got to see how time goes because these guys are still young and, they're still early in their careers and, they have long careers ahead of them. This isn't an end-all fight for Fuji. He could bounce back from this, and Mike Mallet could keep on going. You never know. They might see each other in the future. But for now, Mike Mallet has it. Mike Mallet's got it. Very good fighter, man. Very good fighter. And we could just end this on the Nunes Aldana coverage. I know I was kind of all over the place as far as covering. Maybe I should have covered this fight first, or maybe I should have covered the Mike Mallet fight first. But either way, the reason I'm leaving this to last is just because it's just a little bit lackluster. Well, maybe that's not even the word. It was very lackluster. It's just like Irene just didn't come to fight like how she usually does. I was doing like a breakdown of the first round and seeing how Amanda Nunes is just peppering in those shots with the leg kicks, and Irene was trying to have some countering success where she did actually get like a nice little counter hook and then moved out the way. It's just that Amanda's pressure just didn't let her continue with that success, and eventually, throughout the fight, it was going to the ground, and, Amanda was getting the better of those exchanges. And really, that was just the whole story of the fight. Amanda getting the better of the exchanges, and Irene just not being as willing to exchange. She just seemed very hesitant, like almost like scared. I don't want to say scared, but there might have been something going on that we didn't know, because it's just so weird to see a fighter like that, that usually brings a fight but didn't this time. Aztecian warrior like Irene Aldana with that Mexican blood flowing through her veins, ready for any challenge. We just didn't really see it. It went the distance, but I just wanted to see more from Irene, and I can't say I'm like too surprised. This was like an alley-oop for Amanda, to be real with you. This is a real alley-oop for Amanda. And that's just what we got. Was this an Amanda Nunes showing, an Amanda Nunes display of excellence, once again. And it ended with her retirement, which left Juliana Pena really mad. Apparently she was like yelling from the crowd, like, "You suck, what was that, yada yada, like, you're scared." I could imagine. I would be very pissed. Even Dana White was like, yeah, I understand Juliana Pena's frustration. Like, she's probably pissed off right now, and with good right, because it's like, you're just gonna retire with, you got unfinished business with Juliana, but if Juliana Pena really makes like a good run after this, after Amanda Nunes retiring. Like, I honestly believe Juliana Pena should fight Holly Holm. I think that's yeah. I definitely said that somewhere here. I believe she should fight Holly Holm next. Um, but I feel like Holly Holm and Raquel Pennington should have a fight, and whoever wins that fight, Juliana Pena should face, and that should be for the title. That should just be an open fight for the title. You know, let her get a comeback fight. You know, with with a ranked opponent, and you know, it's I would just say Irene. You know, she has a Irene should just sit on the sidelines for a little while. I think she should just like reevaluate her game plans, her strategy, reevaluate how she has things going. And I'm sorry for it looks very dark right now. I'm trying to fix that. You know, I'm trying to get that right. But apologies for the darkness here. But either way, Irene Aldana, she should just take a step back, heal up. Her face looked really bad after the fight. She was really getting it put on her. Her face was hamburger meat after the fight. So, yeah, not good. But for Amanda, yeah, she could go off into the sunset for now. And, you know, if Juliana Pena makes a good run back to the title, it could be interesting. And we might see Amanda Nunes want to come back, you know, on some GSP type stuff. Or, you know, we just got to see where it goes. But this was dope. This was dope to see Amanda, you know, retire on top. The fight maybe wasn't as good as we wanted, but it wasn't the worst. And you know, shoot, it kind of leaves the title open for whoever. So I just think Juliana Pena is gonna eventually get it. She's just very good, and you know, she was able to do what she did to Amanda. But Holly Holm, I do want to see Holly Holm become champion. I don't know if she was. I think she was a title holder for a little while. I'm not too sure. I could be. My memory's a little iffy on that. But it would be cool to see Holly Holm with the strap again. You know, bringing all them titles back to Jackson Wink. You know, you got John Jones as the champion, then Holly Holm. Come on now, that would be cool. But yeah, that's pretty much how the card went. It wasn't the greatest card in the world, but Charles Oliveira really pushed this one, and we had a good moment seeing Amanda Nunes put the belts on the ground, and it was cool. It was real cool. I'm glad you know Amanda Nunes was feeling comfortable enough to retire. She really has nothing else to prove. I think I said this before the fight too, that she really didn't have nothing else to prove. So I'm really glad, you know, that she could hang it up and feel comfortable with her career. But as fans, you know, the show got to keep going. So we'll see what happens. I'm calling for a Holly Holm Raquel Pennington fight, and then the winner of that fight faces Juliana Pena for the open title. That's what I'm calling right now. And that's what I think should happen as far as bantamweight women's division goes. Sorry about that. So yeah, we that was pretty much the three main card predictions that we had, and we got them right. We 6 for 6 right now. We Jordan right now, man. So we're gonna keep this going. Hopefully, you know, we get a good winning streak going, and hopefully, you know, we stay on top with it. But I guess we have 290 to look forward to, and 290 is gonna be a hell of a card. I'm really looking forward to 291, but we should check out some promotion for 290 right now. Let me well, at least like what the tingy ting says. Boom. So we got the card promo thing right here, and you see that the main card has the World Featherweight Championship between Alexander Volkanovski right here and Yair Rodriguez right here, the interim champ. That I'm gonna really have to do some studying on. I'm really gonna have to study, you know, the fights on that, and really study their past and their tendencies and how their styles match up, because Yair Rodriguez could really take that one. But Volkanovski's just a pound for pound guy right now. He's pound for pound. You know, He's got to be pound for pound number one, even with the loss to Makhachev. Which if I were to put my 2 cents in here at the moment, I just think I really think to be honest, Volkanovski should still be pound for pound, just because when he even though he lost to Makhachev, it was Volkanovski going up, and yeah, it didn't succeed, but he still has his featherweight championship, and we didn't see Makhachev go up in weight. He fought a smaller guy and beat a smaller guy, so there's not a lot of pride to have in that. Although there is pride in beating Volkanovski, you didn't fight him at his natural weight class. So in my eyes, Volkanovski's still number one pound for pound, for sure. It could go to John Jones. It could be John Jones, but yeah, bro. It's just being honest. Volkanovski should still be pound for pound, but either way, let's get back to it. Y'all. Let's get back to it. We have Brandon Moreno. I think Andres Pantoja. I kind of messed up his name there. I'm sorry. But yeah, we got the World Bantamweight Championship with Brandon Moreno as a champion fighting Andres Pantoja. Got to do some more studying on that fight. Not too sure. A little iffy on that one, but these are good matchups. When it's an iffy prediction, or you're having time trying to figure out the prediction, that means it's a good fight ahead. That means it's a good matchup at least. That the matchmakers are doing their jobs, doing a real good job here. So let's keep on moving. Then the next one is Robert Whittaker at a middleweight bout. He's coming back and he's fighting Duplessis, the guy that's been calling out Israel Adesanya for not being African enough. And yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a fight too. I really want to see what Plessis is able to do with his ground pound, with his prowess on the ground. And Robert Whittaker, just one of those overall killers, man. Robert Whittaker, I really want him to win this fight, but like I said, there's still tendencies and things that make fights, that make and break fights. So got to do some more studying on that. We got Dan Hooker coming back against, I'm not sure who this guy really is, to be honest. Bo Nickel. We got Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler's, this might be Robbie Lawler's last fight. So I think I do want to cover that fight. Usually I do the main card fights, like 3 of the main card fights. But I do want to cover Robbie Lawler's fight, so we're probably going to do that. Sean Brady's coming back against Della Maddalena. That's another good fighter right there. Figueiredo's coming back, another exciting fighter. Man, we got a lot to look forward to in this 290 card. Definitely got a lot to look forward to. So with that said, I think that's a good way to end it. Once again, I'm sorry that it's a little bit dark in here. I gotta work on the lighting, but we're still trying to give you this content. We're still trying to pump out content right now. Still trying to give y'all good predictions, and we just had to do a victory lap on this one. We winning right now, baby. If you use my predictions for UFC 288 and 289, 288, you absolutely you 8x'd your money. Now, if you listen to me for UFC 289, you at least 4x'd your money. So let's keep trying to make some money, y'all. I'm gonna do my best to give y'all a good prediction for UFC 290, but regardless of the predictions, we're gonna give good breakdowns. So keep on tuning in. We'll figure out a name for this MMA show, something clever, and definitely get a little bit more light in this month. Let me not curse. A little bit more light in here, it's for the next show. Apologies again for that. I think we covered everything for now. I wanted to cover some MMA news, but I think I'm gonna do that as a separate segment, like a separate kind of thing. Still in line with the MMA show, but might just do a separate video for MMA news. So we'll get to that, in the near future. But until then, it's been your boy Dolo Ren, and this has been the reaction to UFC 289. So happy that we got our predictions right, and I'm so happy we put money in y'all pockets. So keep coming back. and you're gonna keep getting these good predictions. So holla at me, man. I'ma holla at y'all. It's good talking to y'all, and see y'all real soon. Definitely before the next event, because I definitely want to do some MMA news. A lot of things going on in MMA that we're gonna get to, but yeah, until then, I'm gonna catch y'all next time. You're welcome for the free money. Haha. Peace, y'all.